Solka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 2, Section 3, Number 12, which reads, website is using the formula above to calculate the seller's rating R based on the number of favorable reviews F and the number of unfavorable reviews N. Which of the following expresses the number of favorable reviews in terms of the other variables? So what did I do? I highlighted, and you would underline everything, every variable, what it stands for, and also what the question's asking. And I also crossed out in terms of, because sometimes in terms of screws students up. If it's asking for favorable reviews and you're solving it algebraically, you just got to get F alone. What we're actually going to do first is we're going to pick numbers for this, because students, I find, have a lot of trouble with the algebra here. When I pick numbers though, I don't want to pick just any random numbers, because I could wind up with a double fraction here, which is going to be tougher to solve. So what I want to do is I want to pick numbers that are going to make the bottom of the fraction equal 1, because then you're always working with a whole number, in which case I would make my n equal to -1, and I could make my f equal to 2. Notice I pick numbers for the variables that are not alone, and I solve for the variable that is alone, because that's going to make my computation much easier than if I were to pick numbers for the variable that's alone and then solve for one of the variables that's not alone. In this case, I've got R equals, in place of f, I put 2 over, in place of n, I put -1 plus 2. And then I get R equals 2 over 1, so R equals 2. And I just circle those. And now when I plug into my answer choices, it's just gotta work. So answer choice A, if I plug into the right side over there, I need F, so I need to get 2. So Rn would be 2 times -1 over R minus 1, which would be 2 minus 1. And then I get -1 over a positive 1, which would give me -1. I need a positive 2. This is gone. And actually, it's -2 over a positive 1. I get -2. I need a positive 2. That's gone. If I notice answer choice B, it looks the same, only it's 1 minus R in the bottom instead of R minus 1, which looks like it's going to be R minus 2, which is going to give me the -1 in the bottom. I'm anticipating that being my answer. So in that case, in place of F, I put 2, and 2 equals R times N, which would be 2 times -1 over, and then the bottom I've got 1 minus R, which is 1 minus 2. That's going to equal -2 over -1, and negative over negative is a positive, and 2 over 1 is just 2. That's going to be my correct answer. If I plugged into the answer choices, I would find that they do not work. So that's one approach that you could take. You should definitely, in your practice and on test day, test out every answer choice unless timing is an issue for you. So now I'm going to delete this. We're also going to do this question like an algebra problem. So how do I do it like an algebra problem? Well, from the original, what I could do is I could multiply both sides by n plus f. And why would I do that? Because that's going to get rid of the fraction. It's going to cancel the bottom there. And now I've got R times the quantity n plus f on the left equals f on the right. And now it might seem like, hey, I've got to get the f alone, and if I distribute, I'm adding on to the f, I'm not getting the f alone. But that's really what you need to do here. If I distribute that R, then I get Rn plus Rf equals f. Keeping in mind I still got to get the f alone, so I could subtract Rf from both sides. It cancels here. I've got Rn equals f minus Rf. And now what I could do, notice my greatest common factor there is f. I could pull the f out, and if I divided f by f, what would I get? I would get 1. In other words, distributing the f to the 1 would give me back to that f, which I have in the previous step, minus r. And again, if I put rf over f, I'd get just r. Or if I multiplied that f times the r, I would get back to that rf. So I know that I've done that right. And now to get the f alone, what I got to do is divide both sides by 1 minus r. And the 1 minus r's cancel there, and I get f equals Rn over 1 minus r, which is the same as I got before. Answer choice B is correct. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble with difficult algebra, or does not know to pick numbers, or to pick numbers so that the bottom of the fraction is a positive 1. So any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT, or SAT, or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.